Two drunk assholes talking about whatever comes to mind. We present Filler with Jack Flake and Rob Harper. Filler is Jack and my insane rambling. In this episode, we discuss TV shows and Eliza Dushku. Please do note that we are extremely drunk during these recordings, so if we do sound like unintelligent fools, just forgive us.
Have you seen this new TV show called Dominion? Did I tell you about this?
No.
It's called Dominion. All of a sudden I just saw Dominion at Dominion. So I looked it up, and it's a TV show on Sci-Fi, I guess, that's based on the movie Legion. Remember the movie Legion about the angel who comes down and saves people in a... There's a TV show. It takes place I think it's 15 years later, and it's in Las Vegas, and they have a walled city in Las Vegas, and all the fallen angels and the demons are on the outside, and then Michael and all the humans are on the inside, and it's a little drama, and it's crazy. I'm like, where the hell did this show come from? I never heard anything about this show.
It was not a great movie, so why would you... Don't get me wrong.
The show's fun, though.
Don't get me wrong. The diner scenes, it was creepy enough.
Yeah, with the lady on the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah, there was... But to base a TV show off a movie that I can't imagine...
But you think you'd hear about it or something. I've never... And the only time I heard about it, when I just happened to notice it, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Now, the Sci-Fi Channel is universally reviled for what it's become anyway, so maybe that's the detriment?
I think there's some people who are just, overly... Sci-Fi Channel is, it's got some good shows on it. Things I don't watch, like Continuum and Orphan Black, thanks, on Sci-Fi.
Defiance. I watch Defiance.
Is Defiance on Sci-Fi?
I watch it on Hulu, but...
Is it on that? I don't even know what channel it's on.
Yeah.
And I watch Defiance, too. But, yes, it's pretty fun.
Everyone's raving about Orphan Black.
Yeah, people love Orphan Black.
That's the one that people say, you're not watching Orphan Black.
I know.
I'm like, I don't got that much time. I'm like, you should make time.
Yeah, people are saying, I guess it's a good version of Dollhouse.
Which I hated Dollhouse, so.
Dollhouse was bad the first season, then they had that one little mini episode between the two seasons that was amazing, and then the second season was pretty good, and then that was it.
The first episode I was already put off.
Yeah, the problem is that's the difference between, I guess, this Orphan Black. It's just that she's a good actress compared to Eliza Dushku, who's just good looking.
And I don't even find her that good looking. And she's not a good actress. So
no, she's not.
Between the two.
But she's Faith.
You have to, people have their types. Guys have their types. I should say guys. Because young ladies could also be of that persuasion. But I'm just going to say that...
generally. Not even just...
Generally, you think she's good looking?
No, I'm saying generally people have types.
Okay,
could be male, girls like certain males, guys like certain girls.
And women like certain women, and guys like certain women. But...
Oh, yeah. If you want to... You're trying to...
That's what I'm saying.
You're trying to GBLT it up here.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going with
that. This isn't a frat house. They're not going to hey, some chicks, I'd like to bang her.
That is how we That was the last one, remember?
Yeah, that was our Game of Thrones filler. But that being said, if she's someone's type, I can see... But I don't find her attractive, and as an actress, she's pretty
She's not a great actress.
No.
She's kind of she's one-note actress. She's fine at what she does, but she's like Michael Cera.
But even on that show, if we're going to debase ourselves again...
Talk about Dollhouse for some reason?
No.
Or just talk about hot chicks?
Hot chicks, you said Faith. Even on that show, she wasn't even probably in the top 5 hottest women on that show.
There was a lot of pretty women on that show, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, in general. But that's TV. You could probably say that about any show.
But maybe we're talking about my types now, because the one who played Willow, the redhead, I would say she was probably on the tops of the...
You're saying from Buffy?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking Dollhouse.
Dollhouse, I gave up. I gave up on Dollhouse.
Yeah, Willow, she's hot.
Yeah. So,
and people like Sarah Michelle Gellar. We have a friend who really likes Sarah Michelle. Yeah. But she doesn't do anything for me.
No, but as Eliza Dushku goes, she probably was the worst actress and also didn't do anything for me. So to follow her onto Dollhouse...
Worst actress? I'm not sure about that. Well, Dollhouse, though, I didn't follow her. I followed Joss Whedon.
And to be fair, Buffy was one of those shows that I caught sparingly.
Yeah. I think Angel was better than Buffy.
And I probably watched one episode. Just because...
Angel went... All those shows... Joss Whedon shows and we're talking about Joss Whedon now, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, he takes forever to ramp up on his shows.
But what years were Angel and Buffy...
Actual years?
Yeah.
90s?
Yeah.
Maybe early... probably 90s.
Because 96...
No, 90s for sure.
96, I was in the military till...
Yeah, you missed... that's about when Buffy was on this. Yeah,
I was...
A lot of that.
So, anything I've seen has not been sequential, has not been, hey, I'm looking forward to it, and has been in
Buffy, the first... I think Buffy started when I was in high school, maybe, because I remember it was just I saw the first couple of episodes and oh, this is not good, and it wasn't good. It took 2 or 3 seasons for Buffy to get good. Angel had a bit of a head start, but even the first season of Angel wasn't good. That's just the way he goes. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everybody kind of was like, this isn't great. And I gave it a lot more chance because I knew the only show that's been great right off the bat was Firefly.
You have faith in Joss Whedon.
Yeah. And that's not even Joss Whedon, really. It's his brother and that lady.
But let's not discuss Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just yet. You know that I just watched Captain America, too.
You finally caught it.
And I stopped when you said, hey, you're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I said, yeah, it's one of the 3 shows I watch. Stop at before Captain America and don't watch after.
Yeah.
And I
because it'll ruin the movie. They say it doesn't ruin the movie, but it does ruin the movie.
It may or may not have, but my girlfriend and I wanted to see Captain America together, and I didn't want to have any spoilers. We wanted to.
Well, there's a whole story about why we didn't get to see Captain America in the theater. It's because when it came out, I was really sick for like 2 weeks, deathly ill.
You were deathly ill.
Then Jack was sick for 2 weeks or a week, and then we couldn't miss it, and then Jack got sick again. It was just when it was in theater, we got screwed.
Chronological order: Rob's sick the first opening weekend, but we weren't going to go with the opening weekend because it was going to be Madhouse. It's a Marvel movie. They've done everything they've done is gold. They haven't failed.
Gold, Pony Boy.
It was going to be a full-on Madhouse. I don't do theaters that well. I don't like people.
Yeah, that's why I don't. Yeah.
So, the weekend we were going to go, you were deathly ill.
Yeah, I was really sick.
So, Janet and I stopped by. We took you out for lunch, get some vitamins and minerals in you.
And Janet was getting sick at that time, too.
I don't know.
Because she was sick when we were at that lunch. I remember she was like, I don't feel...
Yeah, but that could have been anything. Nothing ever caramelized in her system. But that lunch, we were like, hey, let's get some vitamins and minerals in you. We'll just take you out. We'll send you back home, get you back into bed. Well, I then contracted whatever that...
I don't think you cut off me, though. I think you cut off Janet.
Whatever it was, well, she would deny that to her grave.
I know, but I think she was already sick by the time I saw you.
So, the next weekend, I was sick. We had a rebound.
And that sickness was everywhere, too.
Yeah, everyone had it. Everyone had it. My ears, for probably a month, I couldn't hear.
My one ear is still plugged.
It was awful. Awful.
Anyways, yeah, so we missed the whole window of Captain America.
So now that I have seen it, but I stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point.
Yeah. So I'm so excited for you to catch up.
That was when you said, "Oh, I'm so excited for you." That gives me because I don't know where the story goes. Yeah. I don't know what happens.
It's crazy
because it was a decent show heading up to it.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
fine. But I'm watching Game of Thrones, Arrow, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Game of Thrones is you can't even compare it. That's
again.
Arrow is really good,
and Arrow is top notch. You can't. Anyone who's complains about Arrow, I don't care.
People complain about the acting and things like that. They always do. People always complain about acting. It's you know what? It's they're good enough.
You caught 1 or 2 shows. Good for you. Get on the cattle cart because you're going to be first up against the wall. You're a worthless human being. The show is fantastic.
Don't argue with Jack about Arrow.
The show is fantastic.
You'll be euthanized.
Yeah, for the youngsters, they'd be euthanized.
You'd
the
oldsters
would be Olstenized.
What was the other show you watched?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, there's another show. Didn't you?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that the only 3? Archer and things like that.
Yeah, I'll get an Adventure Time in every once in a while. It's 11 minutes. If I got time, I can knock off an Adventure Time. Archer, what are the other? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I'll try and grab. Workaholics.
Yeah, but that's short seasons, too.
And every once, those aren't, but my 3 shows that I watch. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Arrow I watch on television and watch the commercials.
Yeah, you actually watch everything, which is weird.
Because that's how I show support. And who knows? Hopefully, those commercials are something I'm interested in.
You're not a Nielsen fan.
No, but maybe... Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't understand this technology that
They can't tell, but I don't think they count it. I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand.
If that's all they ask is for me to sit with my peepers peeled and watch a Swiffer commercial so that they can give me another season of
I wonder if,
Arrow, I don't care. But... what I'm saying is, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Game of Thrones, obviously in a league of its own.
Yeah.
That is far and beyond the best show on television.
Yeah. Some people are saying best show ever.
And it could be. It could be.
For a genre, best genre show ever, probably.
And if you were to pin me down...
the best fantasy show? For sure.
Oh, for sure.
There's not much competition, I guess it's hard to...
Arrow is a pinnacle of what a superhero show could be. It blows away. I would watch Arrow.
Which will be ruined because DC's going to get sniffed out. But no, we're not going to talk about DC.
No. I would put Arrow as a TV show should have been. It's better than cinematic Batman. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like
better than anything live action DC's ever done.
So as a third in the trifecta of shows that I watched, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had such stiff competition that it couldn't have been like I wasn't going to rave over it.
Yeah,
but I also felt that I knew
and the world was
enough.
It's
about Joss Whedon, and I knew enough about that.
And Marvel in general, just that Marvel doesn't give up on their stuff, and they don't
produce garbage,
and they always have fan service. We love fan service, and they always have it.
So,
like the Gravitron, they had the right name, and like whereas DC, if they had done it, they would have just given they would have called them Robin or something.
Yes,
I'm not bitter or anything.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Janine Garofalo stars as Gravitron, who shows up, and it's yeah. So I'm going to say that I watched it, and it was out of its potential and what could be, and to support what Marvel's doing, but it wasn't. It didn't hold me, and it wasn't.
It was almost like those Marvel shorts. Long form, where it was just like, it's fun in little bits, but
then I stopped, and now you're saying the second part is going to be wild.
It is. It's a game changer, really. It's a different show now.
From Captain America 2.
That's what I mean. I don't know if they had this plan the whole time to lull people into they purposely made a bland show just so they could knock your socks off for the third part. Like, I'd say I'm trying to say the second.
Did you have a stroke? Do I have to call? I'm going to dial 9 and then 1, and unless you can answer me the date and where you are, I'll dial another 1.
1776 will live again.
I wish.
No, it's I was trying to say it wasn't the second half, but it's the
last third.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I just couldn't think of the way to say it.
Well, we're a metric people.
It's the last third. Yeah, that's right. It's the last 75%.
Okay.
That makes sense. But anyways, it was the last third of the season. Is just like whoa, and I don't know if they planned it. Like they must have, because it's literally a game changer.
Yeah, it's filmed way in advance.
Yeah.
They have,
but it's just like whoa, like this is for a first season of a show. This is something you do when the show's like lagging in the fifth season, where you're like, oh, we got to switch things up. But they purposely made it lag so that they could do this almost. That's what it seems like. It was almost like it's a big plan.
I'm looking forward to it
because it's just like I'm excited because you get to experience it again for the first time. Well, I don't get to experience that again. That shock of what the fuck is going on.
Well, okay.
So it's fun, and you're going to think at points you're going to be like, "What's the point of this?" But it all has a point.
Okay. Well, I look forward to it.
And I recently was reading what comic was I reading? Lately I've been into reading really old comics, and I was reading. Damn it! What was I reading? Oh, I was reading Elektra Assassin from Frank Miller from 1986, I think. And it's super famous Frank Miller, really weird, and
he is weird.
The main character is Elektra, obviously, and the main character is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who's trying to chase her down. And in the first episode, she blows him up kind of, and he has to get his whole body replaced by cybernetics, and his name is Garrett. And I'm like, holy crap! They went back, and I never even knew this, and I was like, wow, they actually.
Now that's the character
that's Bill Paxton's character.
Bill Paxton plays,
yeah,
and he's the one who knows Agent Coulson. Because I've watched up when they see Coulson finds that blue body in the thing.
Yeah. So that's
Garrett.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, he's an actual S.H.I.E.L.D. agent from 1986 that they used his. I'm like, that's how deep Marvel pulls, man.
Those writers know the source material.
Yeah, I was like, because I never knew this. I thought they just pulled this character out of nowhere. I didn't think he was a real character.
So what are we gonna name him? How about Jared? What is he losing weight on subs? Come on, I need better.
Yeah.
How about Garrett?
Yeah.
Garrett, that sounds queer. Well, if you read the 1980s,
but I don't think it's like that. I think it's more like, you know what? We're going to make him this S.H.I.E.L.D. agent from Elektra Assassin.
Yeah, see, and you know what? I was doing DC's by committee decisions.
Where Marvel would be like, it would be so cool. Oh my god, this would be so cool.
It would be like a bunch of guys going,
this is so cool.
You know who I'm going to think? I'm going Garrett. Oh, you mean the guy from, yes. And
yeah,
that's
they're
perfect.
On the same wavelength.
You know what? I think we're going to just do this thing and we'll lead into this. That's perfect. Let's do that. And you know what? I got an idea. That's a good idea. Okay, we'll move that into here. Done. Boom.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, they're pulling, and if Marvel does the Netflix shows as good as they do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that kind of stuff, it's going to be amazing.
And at no point was so like, let's do a Momoa as Aquaman. No, there's no any of that. It's everyone's firing all cylinders. It's not.
Well, I still think that you brought up a great point about Jason Momoa being cast as Aquaman. Is that they mixed it up and they thought he was Namor.
Yeah, he'd make a perfect Submariner.
Yeah, he's a great Namor. He's a terrible Aquaman.
Yeah, he's a terrible Aquaman.
It's funny.
I'm not going to say that. I like him. I saw him in Conan. He was not.
He's actually really fun. He was good as in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Khal Drogo.
He's not a bad actor. In fact,
he's fine for what he does.
His Baywatch. Oh, I would watch that over. And
he was on Stargate Atlantis.
No, I never watched.
Like I have to, but he's on Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah. My problem is not the actor. It's the casting.
Yeah, all the casting for DC. I've never a problem with the actor. It's the cast.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem with Gal Gadot. I don't think she's Wonder Woman. I have no problem with Ben Affleck. I just think he's
the best.
He's probably the best cast, but
yeah, he of all of them.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah. Have you seen the new picture of Clark Kent in his glasses and his tie and stuff from the new movie?
No.
It's the Superman guy trying to look like a geek. He kind of. Oh my god, it's terrible.
The whole thing's gonna be terrible. I gotta pee. The whole thing's terrible. The whole thing. We can't degrade. It's a. We can't lash out at those poor bastards.
So, with Jack going to the washroom, we'll take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey, Jack!
Yes, Rob?
Glad I caught you.
So am I.
Don't be so excited there. I just want to ask you a question. That's all.
And what would that question be?
So, if someone wanted to support Vinland Old Time Radio, that's a wonderful podcast, how would they go about doing so?
I would hope that they'd go online and purchase some apparel. That would the proceeds hopefully go to us and help us produce these fine radio shows that we are doing out of the kindness of our hearts for the enjoyment of the general populace. Is that something you had in mind?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. There's a place they can go. It's called cafepress.com/Vinland Old Time Radio. Have you checked that out?
I have not. They do sound like some trustworthy folks. Please do tell.
Very trustworthy, yes, quite. They do sell T-shirts, but they also have other accoutrements, such as glasses and not stemware. I was going to say stemware, but no, not stemware. Glasses, mugs, thermoses.
Let me get this straight. Now, that snazzy T-shirt that you are wearing,
yes, good, yes,
at this very moment, is something that you have purchased from Cafe Press.
I know, it looks like it would cost millions.
I assume so.
At least hundreds to have a Vinland Old Time Radio shirt. But no, it's not. It's reasonably priced.
Excellent. And of fine quality. I'm feeling the stitching now. Excellent.
Yeah, stop feeling my shirt. Yes, it's quite fine quality. They are wonderful quality. cafepress.com/Vinland Old Time Radio. Support your favorite podcast, because I know it is. Because it's our favorite podcast.
It is mine, but I'm an egocentric maniac.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye. No, I mean that B-U-Y, not B-Y. We're still here. I'm not leaving yet. Are we leaving now? Welcome back. And after a pee break and getting some drinks, we're going to continue our conversation.
You'd be surprised about that, too.
I was surprised when I took first sip, and I was like, Jesus Christ. This isn't what I expected. Is it like all alcohol? Is there any coke in it?
We have to ration.
We're not rationing alcohol, we're rationing coke.
Our mix is a
so
very... we're running low on mix, so it's going to be more and more alcohol per volume.
Yeah.
At some point, because, quite frankly...
Yeah, it already is pretty high alcohol volume, I can taste it.
We're stocked on the alcohol, but the
not
cola,
so much on the mix.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were we saying? Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Yes, it'll be great when you see him.
And I thought you were telling me I was drinking whiskey when clearly I'm drinking a Guinness.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to TV shows.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. How'd you like it? By the way, I don't think we've actually talked about the Arrow finale. It's pretty good.
The Arrow finale. Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. But
I like how they got rid of Slade Wilson, but didn't get rid of him. He still can come back.
My funny anecdote about Arrow is I got home from work. And my work schedule is pretty sketchy in that it's like an afternoon, evening, night shift.
You're the third shift or second shifter.
Yeah, it's a ball busting shift, 10 hours. So I with an hour commute, so it's a long day. I sit down, I'm going to watch Arrow after work, 3 a.m. They get to the part where Arrow says to Felicity, "Oh, I love you."
Oh, yeah.
And I went, no, someone got to this show. This is not bullshit.
They tricked you.
They did. I turned it off. I went to bed.
You refused? I love how you give up on things so quick. Don't even let them play out.
That's the thing. That's why I prefaced it with when the thing was. I'd already worked a 10-hour, 2 hours on the road.
You weren't willing to sit through the rest?
And I'm the first to admit when I'm in the wrong headspace for something.
Yeah.
I've done that before. And I stop. Like, I don't sit through it and grind my teeth.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I bail. The emergency chute.
And then you come back.
Ejection sheet, and I'm out of there because I don't want to ruin anything. I don't want to give anything. If I'm watching a movie and I think I'm not giving it a fair shake, I'd rather come back.
Yeah, I see.
I would rather come back. So then I came back. That's my music anecdote. Then I watched the whole show.
But you'd be upset if Felicity and Ollie got together?
Like that, and a finale where I think it's.
Because I like the end on the beach, and she's like, she's, hey, about what you said. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and for me, living vicariously through his character.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, there'd be no question. I'd be like, let's do this thing right now. Right here, right on the beach.
Diggle, just turn your way. Turn away and plug your ears.
La 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 la.
That's not
helping. But it just seemed fan servicey, like you know those 13-year-old girls who are writing fanfic about this,
or like the supernatural youth. What is it called? That new thing where like Twilight and all that shit.
I don't know what
they call it. They call it supernatural romance or something like that, where it's just like that. The dark brooding guy and the girl,
Oh no,
they're all like the same book.
And don't get me wrong. Me personally, I would not hesitate for a second.
Well, I don't think we've ever talked. Maybe we have. That Felicity is supposed to be like the geeky, not pretty girl,
and she is gorgeous.
Yeah, she's like stunning.
She's a 10.
Yeah,
she's a 10.
And then she's supposed to be like the not hot one.
But that's me. That's real. The characters, however, she's supposed to be playing a certain character. He's playing a certain character.
Yeah.
And to be true to the character, that wouldn't happen.
Not like that, at least.
Not like that. So that's why I was like, okay, I gotta hit the road on this one.
Speaking of Arrow, we both have seen, maybe not quite legally, The Flash. We forgot to mention this.
Well, we were not the ones that leaked it. We were not the ones who...
I saw it. I had a private screening from Warner Brothers, because that's what it said at the bottom of the screen.
And then you recorded it and gave it to me, and then I watched it.
No, you were there with me at the private screening in L.A.
No, prank caller.
Anyways, we both saw Flash. I'm sure everybody's seen Flash at this point.
Yeah. Whether it was leaked by Warner Brothers themselves,
yeah, some people are saying that
would be a brilliant move because it's so good.
This is Warner Brothers, though.
Yeah, they are pretty stupid.
Someone stole it, but it's
Yeah, because it's so good. Like
it's good.
If I was there at Warner Brothers, I'm like, you know what? Arrow's been gone for a little bit. Let's keep the iron hot. Let's just put that out there because now they can release Arrow online, or not Arrow. They can release the Flash online and go like, "Hey, since someone leaked it,
the fans will have seen it, and then
then they can
word of mouth.
Now they can promote it online. They can do it the premiere episode. Now they can do an hour episode. Like I think about these things.
Anyway,
I've been in marketing and I've been in design.
What they've done perfectly with Arrow compared to Flash, unlike what they've done in the movies, is they made them not the same. Arrow is dark and broody because he's supposed to be kind of like that.
Yes.
The Flash is not like that at all. It is bright. It is fun. It is guy just enjoying his powers. Kooky, crazy villain.
So, are you saying that when you make a superhero show or movie, you actually take a look at what the character is and build around that and make them their unique character? I don't see it.
But it's amazing how DC TV gets it. And Warner Brothers TV gets it, but Warner Brothers movies don't get it in the least.
The Flash should be the non-wisecracking...
He should have a black uniform.
Scowling.
Even like in the Flash... Spoilers a bit for the Flash, but we won't spoil everything. But just seeing Professor Zoom around his mother, like, you saw that yellow flash, and you're like, Jesus Christ, they're going there. Like, you never thought they'd go there. You think, okay, yeah, he doesn't know what killed his mother. Maybe in the 5th season they'll be like, it was Professor Zoo! But no, they went right off the bat. Like, it's the Reverse Flash.
The Reverse Flash, literally, at one point, you see it's going around, and
he stops for a split second.
A split second, and you see the uniform-ish.
Yeah.
No, they don't, like...
Yeah.
People who know see it. People who don't probably don't.
They wouldn't catch on. It was Reverse
They don't
Flash.
catch on.
Maybe not, but...
And that's the way it should be done. The people in the know get a little titillation. The people who don't get the slow reveal.
We don't want to spoil Flash because a lot of people haven't seen it. If you're probably listening, you might not have seen it. But there's so much fan service also. Another thing DC movies don't do, that Marvel TV shows and movies do, is the fan service, which we love, and Flash has it.
I don't even agree with the term fan service, because it has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, it's like... but what do they call it? Easter eggs.
Yeah. It's not pandering in any way. It's
so subtle. It can't be pandering.
It's showing the people who know.
It's like an era when they had Harley Quinn. It's like, you wouldn't know what that is.
You don't, and they didn't need to do it, but they're like, hey guys, we're in this together. Yeah. We're in a community, and we want to make you happy.
You can tell the people doing the DC TV shows and the Marvel TV shows and movies are fans. And DC movies, not so much. Not fans.
No, not fans at all. And
they're trying to reinvent the wheel where the other people are just like, you don't have to reinvent it.
You got 50 years of success.
You can just keep going along the same track.
And notably, the people who do the DC movies come out and say in interviews,
we never read the comic books.
We don't read the comic books. Yeah. We don't like the comic books.
Yeah.
We're not going to follow the comic books. We're not going to...
Purposely.
We're going to make...
do things purposely against fan service.
The source material is shameful and only geeks and nerds.
But I'm so happy that Flash TV show doesn't feel that way. And I read Flash as a kid a little bit, and I'm not a huge Flash fan, but they're doing it perfectly.
I've never read a Flash comic book. No? I've never been a fan of Flash until Justice League cartoon. Justice League cartoon, where all of a sudden it was like, oh.
But this isn't even that. They're doing their own thing, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
I love when he gets up, he's like, being in a coma gave me abs. Like, we don't know what's going on.
And my favorite part, like, for just a small little taste of the Flash, is when he goes, oh, I gotta go, because, like, he's been in a coma, like, he doesn't know anything.
He wants to go see his
girlfriend. He runs out, and then he comes back and goes, can I keep the sweater? Because he's got a Star Labs sweater on.
Because he likes Star Labs, yeah.
Because he's been a
sweatshirt? He can have the sweatshirt.
He's been a fan, and it's a small thing that in the Arrow show, he was a fan of Star Labs. Yeah. It's something that he wanted to go see the speaker speak at Star Labs.
And at first I was like, this is totally different from what they set up in Arrow, but then they locked it in.
It was
like, oh, that's why he's there.
Step in step mesh.
It was nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was great.
And it was small things like that where someone gives a shit. Like, it's someone like...
I can't wait till like Suicide Squad shows up on Flash. That'll be the best.
And
Flash has got so many good villains. They don't need Suicide Squad.
Since we haven't really talked about, like, because it was leaked, and I don't want to get too involved.
No, I don't want to spoil it.
I don't want
to spoil things.
But at one point, he has to defeat a villain, Shocker. He has to defeat a villain, and he decides to do something that seems like it's been done 100 times. But it was nice to see the Flash not. He's just learning his powers.
It wasn't perfect.
It wasn't perfect, and at no point did he just like...
He didn't think of it even, I don't think, did he?
No. And at no point did he just go, like, because there's an excellent story arc in the cartoon where he is one of the lesser-powered heroes of the Justice League. Almost, like, frowned upon. Like, only Aquaman goes, I wish I was the Flash.
Yeah. Because Superman has the same powers as him. Yeah. But more.
But by the end of that show...
They show why he's...
Yeah, the Infinite or whatever. What was Justice League?
Yeah, something. And it's because he's like the heart and soul.
But also he starts learning that what he can do with his powers. And at no point in this premiere did he just go, okay, well, I can run up and I could probably punch him about 100,000 times before the guy even knows what's going on. I could end this like that. No, this is a kid who woke up and now has got to deal with this thing.
Yeah.
And someone goes, why don't you? And he goes, yeah, that makes sense. And it doesn't work right away, and it's not...
Or there's this also, there's times where he's like, I gotta get somewhere fast, and he doesn't go super fast. It's because he doesn't know to go super fast.
Yeah, he's still in the learning stages, and it's not an origin story. They pack
sort of, but they skip it almost.
They pack so much in there because they go like...
The origin story is the first 15 minutes, maybe.
And they say, like, after this, it's still the origin story per se.
But you could take that last half hour and put it later in the season and be the same show.
But we're not going to hold your hand through
it.
Take the soother out of your mouth. Yeah. Take off that decorative 1950s bonnet and your little onesies because you're not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
You can follow along. We don't have to do a full origin story.
Yeah. They learned from Arrow, and they pretty much packed in the first pilot of Flash the whole first season of Arrow.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Arrow is a slow burn, brooding,
That's true. Flash is fast paced. It's fast. That's what it is.
It's fast, and Arrow was intrigue and mystery, and sure, he was a superhero.
You find out about the island,
but it's a show with mysteries that need to be unveiled, and the
Flash is more discovery and speed,
and the Flash is going to be a superhero show.
Yeah, it is for sure. It's way more superhero than
they
first episode was way more superhero powers than any episode of Arrow.
Yeah, because they put their pants down.
And they explained it.
They put the genitals on the desk and said, "There it is."
And they
gaze upon its splendor. Yeah. This is what this is going to be.
Yeah, they don't beat around the bush, and they explain why there's superpowers all of a sudden, why there wasn't superpowers and now there is superpowers.
So you'll be able to watch, and I don't know if they're going to do this. You'll be able to watch Arrow, then watch Flash if it's going to be a block.
Well, I hope they. Like sometimes on like Arrow, they'll have like a TV. They'll have like a news flash. This person, Flash defeated this person, or even
some sort
reference
of interplay, just a small. But for me personally, with my time being short, I would like to have one night with both shows because I'd like to watch both shows.
I hope they do that, but I don't think they will.
But if
they do, they should do Flash then Green Arrow because Green Arrow adult.
As a financial thing, they'd split them up.
So they put it in blocks, though. They used to do TGIF and things like that. So
that's why TV. That's why that's why the movie industry is dying, and yet they still demand more and more because they can't get with the thing that you can't do.
They want to spread it out to try to get as many people over.
I would think you could anchor a Monday night and a Wednesday night because Arrow's on Wednesday nights.
I don't know. I've never watched it on TV.
Oh, you could anchor another night on that.
And isn't Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. like Tuesday? I hope.
But that's a.
I hope they don't put it up against. Sometimes they do that. They do counter
programming. No,
and then it's not good for either.
No.
So I hope they don't do that.
But whatever, like Arrow can lead into because they were running 100 after Arrow, and
which is an alright show. And I watched first episode.
Tomorrow People was on. Like
I think Arrow's brother's on Tomorrow People, isn't it? It's one of those shows.
Could be.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Robbie Amell.
Yeah, he is.
That's his brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I learned something new every day. But you can anchor some because you'd be more willing to move in from like the Flash into a Tomorrow People, a 100. They've got a.
So they could do like the Flash into 100, and then or the Flash into Tomorrow People, and then Arrow into 100.
Because they won't get name recognition to get into it. But if you're sitting there,
CW's really hitting the right demographic though. They're going for the 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, it's a young audience.
But even then, like Arrow and Flash is not a young audience. I don't necessarily. It's a comic fan audience who's actually older. The average comic fan is like 35 or something like that.
Well,
which is crazy.
I'm gonna say they're hitting it right on the head, and so because the CW has like their programming, you can pick out of a lineup.
You always know it's CW.
My girlfriend was sitting here and she goes, and we were watching a commercial for CW, and she goes, I don't know any of those shows. And I said, no, you don't. But I'll tell you right now, all the people will be fantastically good looking, about 25 years old. There's going to be like...
And the same production quality, it's like a different type of production quality.
It's
not bad, it's just different.
It's geared for demographic.
Yeah.
But some of the shows would never get the same recognition without a good lead-in. And I think... Because they've got a show called Starcross, which looks terrible.
Yeah,
Look abysmal. Almost
Twilight.
No, almost like DC. The movie section got a hold of it. No, it's not that bad.
But it's a teen Twilight-y kind of.
Yeah,
it sounds like it by the name. I don't even know what it's about. Just by the name, it sounds like it. Is it Romeo and Juliet? Please tell me it's not like a modern telling of Romeo and Juliet.
I'm not going to say that, but it is. It's from what I can tell, it is Alien Nation.
Oh,
remember Alien Nation?
Yeah.
meets Romeo and Juliet.
So it's like an alien and a human falling in love, and then...
Which was Alienation, but this is the twin version.
Just by saying star-crossed, that's why I thought Romeo and Juliet, because it's in the preamble.
You already hit it. So if they're trying to lead into that, that's pretty bad. But
or don't they have Beauty and the Beast too? That new version.
See, the first time I watched Arrow, I turned on the TV and I'm like, I just need something.
All these commercials, you're like, what the hell is all this stuff?
Yeah, commercials were a killer at first. But again, I will watch a commercial to support my show. But it was Arrow, and I was like, oh my god, jazzed. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. Premiere episode. Woo! The one after was the premiere episode of The Beauty and the Beast, whatever it was. And halfway through, I'm like, oh.
It's not you. It's not for you. It's for 16-year-old girls.
And
or 20-something-year-old girls who wishes they were 16-year-old girls.
And I don't know if that show has even existed. Because Arrow's been 2 seasons now. And I don't know if Beauty and the Beast made it.
I don't know. But, yeah. And, what, have you seen anything about Gotham or Constantine? Anything you'd like to talk about?
Nothing about Constantine. In fact, I'm keeping that pretty...
The thing that right now that people are freaking out about is that Constantine's not allowed to smoke on TV. I'm like, no shit. Of course he's not allowed to smoke. If he had smoked, that'd be their whole budget. You have to pay a fine if you show anybody smoking, a hero smoking, on TVs or movies. So of course they're not going to show him smoke. But people are getting mad because, that's his character. It's like, you can't. I'm sorry. This isn't British television. You can't show him smoking.
And I disagree with that 100%.
What, the concept of not showing heroes smoking? They've shown that kids are so influenced by heroes that they will smoke.
But, on the other hand, is Constantine for kids?
That is the point, yeah.
At some point...
You're right.
At some hour in the evening, it should be all bets are off.
There's a watershed, yeah.
But, as a Canadian, I remember turning on porn.
Well, Canada, after 10, you're allowed to show pretty much anything. Other than penetration, I guess.
Right. But
softcore.
After 10, it's like, you're an adult.
Yeah.
If you haven't put your kids to bed at 10 o'clock at night...
Then these kids are fucked up anyways.
You're the problem, not us.
Yeah, the States are so puritanical. It's so funny. Everybody thinks the States are like the den of evil, but they're not. They're like the most Puritan place on earth.
They really hate their sex.
It's weird.
And
they hate women. They also hate women.
Those networks will show someone get shot in the head and brains splatter all over the place. You show a nipple and they lose their fool minds.
Recently, there was the main guy behind Hannibal, the show Hannibal, which is I watched the first season, and there was some graphic stuff, way more than disturbingly graphic. Not sex, but I mean graphically, just people getting impaled on things, their innards turned into guitar strings and things. And there's one scene that somebody was strung up, and they had to I think they just, maybe not digitally, they added more blood so that they couldn't see their ass crack, because that was the problem that the television standards had, was that they couldn't show a naked ass.
Someone's bum.
But they covered it in blood.
Displayed.
Yeah, so they covered it in blood. And that's the United States in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And that's just, I don't even think that's the people. I think that's, for some reason, the government. And there's a vocal minority that flips out about that kind of stuff. Generally, I don't think most people, when you ask them, they wouldn't care.
Okay, so for us...
But anyway, you're not allowed to smoke, which is fine.
We're accustomed to, at some point, it's adult time in our TV programming. So a cigarette is not going to...
Well, and
I
also...
don't smoke. I haven't smoked. I'm 40 years old. It's not going to happen.
And I loved Wolverine since I was 13. He smoked cigars constantly. I've never smoked a cigar in my life.
Well, a couple times a year I'll break
but it's not because of Wolverine.
Maybe it is.
See, so you're the problem.
I am the problem. And it explains my haircut and my
so you
haven't
seen much of Constantine.
No, I'm kind of avoiding it because
it could go either way. From what I've seen, it could go either really fun or really bad.
So, a lot of things do that.
But Gotham, I think, looks terrible. I think it's everything that's wrong with DC in a nutshell. They're let's make everybody young. And the thing that's annoying me, I don't know if the show's going to be like this, but it's just here's a young version of Catwoman, here's a young version of Riddler, It's don't show everybody. Why do you have to do young versions of everybody?
Is that your problem with it?
It's just I don't know if it's just the...
Kid Batman, Kid Catwoman, Kid Ivy?
That's my point, I don't care about Kid Batman, that's fine, and I like Gordon. That's cool.
Because kid actors are pretty terrible as a whole.
Generally, but I don't think... The thing is, I don't know if it's just the promotion they're using, saying, hey, look, these are the characters they're going to be in this show. But I hate the idea of, Batman knew Catwoman as a child. No, he didn't. That's stupid.
Oh.
Why do all these people know each other as children?
Oh, you're saying they're peppering too many of these people? Too many,
that's my point, yeah. I like how it seems like the Riddler is, the main villain, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a chance. The actors are I like all the actors in it. I like the guy from the OC. I think he's a good actor. And I like Donald Logue.
Logue is what?
He's a good actor.
He's a perennial favorite of mine, actually.
So, like, I'm gonna give it a chance. The promotion they're using for it annoys me, and that's not good. And it's also on a major network, which is never a good sign.
Because you're saying that, like, okay, instead of showing, like, oh, Cobblepot's the wealthy millionaire lives down the street, and, you know, hey, that's him, and they make references to him, have him on the show, but he's not the Penguin.
Yeah.
You're saying they can't rein it in for that long. Like, it's going to be like,
but
Batman as a 10-year-old knew every villain.
Yeah,
like
that's what they're showing, but I don't know if that's what's going to happen. So I don't know if it's just a promotion for it.
The ad campaign versus reality. Yeah.
They could be doing like a slow burn, like dark, True Detective-esque Batman take. I don't know,
and that would be amazing.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll have to see.
Your fear is that
Killer
Croc will be walking the street with a giant lolly and hey, I'm.
It's
Killer
like Muppet
Croc.
Babies for
and Batman babies.
And why can't I don't know? Warner Brothers owns the rights for all the DC, so it's all the same. There's no. It's not like Marvel who has no choice. Warner Brothers owns other. Why can't they have Gotham connect with Arrow, connect with Constantine?
I don't want any contamination.
That's my point. Yeah.
I don't want any contamination.
That's my point. Is why
if Marvel was in charge, I would say
bring them all together. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's my point, I guess.
But no, Warner Brothers, they can't.
Constantine's not going to be anything like Gotham, which is going to be nothing like Arrow. Like there's no consistency in their world. No. They don't believe in it. Whereas the comic books, there is consistency. Even if they're
Warner Brothers, I wouldn't trust them to dump out the contents of a bucket if the instructions to do so were printed on the bottom.
Sure.
Like they could not possibly do it right.
It's screwed up somehow.
So I don't want them to even think about it. It's not possible. No, it's above. Yeah, it's impossible.
You're true. It's a good point. I'm curious if Marvel with Netflix, since they're both Marvel and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if they could have some cross-promotion there, that'd be interesting.
Oh, they'll do it for sure.
I'm not sure because I don't know why they wouldn't, but it might be something to do Netflix wouldn't want and ABC would be, but ABC's owned by Disney, Marvel's owned by Disney. Netflix is not owned by Disney. Netflix would be the only problem. They'd be the only one with an issue.
And would Netflix, the people who run Netflix go, yeah, you sent us the latest episode and...
You cross-promoted it with another show, which is probably going to end up being on Netflix anyways.
You've got Chris Hemsworth
Actually, I think it is
showing up.
Actually, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think is on Netflix.
Yeah, like they're like, Chris Hemsworth's on here doing this Thor thing.
Not even that. I'm saying the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show and the Netflix shows have some share a world.
Netflix is looking for
but they already have all those shows on there, so I shouldn't would.
Yeah, no, they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
I hope they do.
They're going to do it full balls.
And so far, the casting they've cast Daredevil, so like Daredevil's characters. So far, they've all been perfect casting. They look like the characters. The guy who plays Daredevil looks like a mild-mannered, lawyerly type.
Is he really blind in real life?
No, but they will blind him for the show. Don't worry.
Okay, they'll splash some bleach in his eyes.
And yeah. I'm excited for those, but we'll see how it goes.
How do you like those peepers? Splash. How do you like them apples?
Is that from a movie?
No.
That's just here in your mind?
Yes.
And then that same stuff that blinds them goes into the sewers and makes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
And they have noses?
That's true, though, eh?
Yeah, no, let's not discuss that.
No, the Daredevil origin is that's their shared origin.
It's a shared origin. But if we start going into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we could riff on that.
I do want to kind of watch that movie to see how bad it is.
Oh God, no! I don't got time.
Why? Anyways, yeah, I think we've pretty much run out of steam. Anyways, anything else you'd like to discuss?
We have to bring it full circle.
I don't remember. No, we don't. We never talk about what we talked about at the beginning. I don't even remember what we talked about at the beginning. TV shows.
Yes. And to bring it full circle, Elijah Dushku.
It's a terrible actress.
Not a good actress. Not good looking.
She's hot.
Oh, okay. I don't want to step on what you think is what's in your wheelhouse, but
come on, Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, but
skin tight latex.
Think of the other women that were in there, like Kevin Smith's wife is one of them, and she doesn't do anything for me. But like, just as a woman off the street, type,
she's pretty.
Type, she's pretty. Like, I'm not gonna.
Ali Larter, the other girl's hot though.
Ali Larter.
Oh, the other girl was Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth.
Ali Larter does not.
No, nothing.
Nothing. See, to each their own.
Wow.
To each their own.
Wow.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't I'd kick her out of bed. I'm just saying that she's not my type.
But of them there,
of the three, I think obviously Shannon Elizabeth's the hottest.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You think Ali Larter's
Ali Larter, for sure.
Nah, not for me.
Okay, well, there you go.
There you go.
If in an alternate universe we show up and we're like, oh, that's Kevin Smith's wife, Jennifer, we will respectfully not bang his he's a portly gentleman. I don't think she'd be with him if he didn't have the money, but that's just me being cynical.
Yeah, that's cynical.
But, women, so we would, hey Kev, we're not gonna bust your balls. You have your wife, whatever. Jen, please move aside. Ali Larter and Liza Dushku there, and you're like, I don't know. I'll say, okay, Ali Larter, I'll take her gladly.
Okay.
She's my number one choice. Now they're in this alternate dimension.
So Shannon Elizabeth and Liza Dushku.
You in the back of this van are
Can I choose both?
And you're going eeny meeny miny
Can I have both?
Catch a tiger by the toe.
This isn't fair.
I would choose that's not fair. No, it's not fair.
I would choose Shannon Elizabeth.
You get to sleep with either of those two, and you're like, oh, that's not fair.
I choose neither.
On principle, neither.
Yeah. Shannon Elizabeth for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no choice.
So again, Elijah Dushku.
She's second.
Second for you, but she's already been picked over by me
Two schlubs
and a famous director.
Yeah, but she's also hot.
Yeah, I know.
And she's also with other hot women.
What?
Other hot women are there, so it's like.
Oh, I thought she was gay or something. I was like, okay.
In the movie, she is, isn't she?
I have no idea.
I think so. Shannon Elizabeth and one of them are sleeping together, but I think it might be Ali Larter.
I don't remember.
No, I don't remember anymore. They're all sleeping together.
They all are in your dreams.
They are. No, I think in the movie they are. Because remember, there's that they have that scene in their underwear where they hire pizza.
They hire pizza.
They order pizza and then because they're celebrating stealing this stuff.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen it in quite some time, but
anyways, yeah. So in
conclusion, Elijah Dushku is
bad actress but hot.
Yeah, I would say programming poison, and but I guess she's all right looking.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, that's everything we've just discussed. That's what it boils down to.
Chicks, man.
Broads, you can't live with them, can't live without them.
Well, there you have it. I think we're only nominally offensive that time. We're sorry. See you next time.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Rob.
Have you heard of Dead Zone, the podcast, before?
Yes, I have. And where would we find that?
That would be at deadzonegame.podbean.com.
Dead Zone, the podcast. Come to deadzonegame.podbean.com to check us out. News, reviews, a lot of talking. Come check out the Dead Zone.